Hi everyone, and welcome to the All Things ITSM Global Podcast, coming to you from BMC Engage in Las Vegas. Hi, I'm Kirsty McGowan, and I'm here with Charlie Betts.
Kirsty.
Carlos Casanova.
Hello, Kirsty.
And it's a great pleasure to be chatting with Jason Frye again from BMC. Hi, Jason.
Hi, how's everybody doing today?
Good.
Pretty good.
Great.
Pretty good.
So, Jason, we're kind of getting to the latter stages of the conference stuff. You've been seeing a lot of things, and the conference itself is a journey. But I think, and I've been involved with BMC for many years, and I've seen it evolve. And there's been this journey. Obviously, right now you're at the forefront of that. Speak to that journey a little bit, because I'm sure there's been a lot of effort that's gone into bringing you to where you are now.
Yeah, so we've been working on a journey on two fronts. We've been working on a customer journey,
Yep.
and we've been working on a transformation journey. On the transformation journey, it's really been about how we transform our products, our solutions for our customers. And so we've taken a very concrete plan around looking at starting from ITSM, driving on a journey to something that we call digital service management. And along that journey, we look at things like IT service management excellence, we look at the modern service desk, we look at enterprise service management, and we look at digital innovation that helps drive customers on that journey. And that's a journey that we're using to frame how we build, deliver, and market our products to our customers. But at the same time, we're trying to help our customers on their journey as they want to become digitally transformed.
Yeah, I think that's the exciting thing from my point of view, is just seeing that focus on that customer experience, and that the idea that you actually know who your customer is, and you know what they want before they actually tell you they want it. And that's been, I guess, a breath of fresh air, really.
Yeah, it's been fun, and we've learned some fun things watching how our customers use service management solutions.
Yeah.
And if it's, we have some great pictures that we can share with the audience, and some of the presentations I've done, where we have pictures of service desk folks that have 3 monitors with their service management product on the 3 monitors, and then they've printed out a work order, and they're having to pick up the work order and go do their work, and then they have to remember at the end of the day to enter things back in. And we just looked at that and we said, there's something broken about the way we're doing this. And it wasn't just BMC that was broken, it was the industry as a whole was broken.
Yes.
Right. Well, it's still based on paper forms. I mean, it's still based on industrial practices that probably you started seeing that stuff in the 1920s or something.
Yeah.
The concept of tickets and orders and pieces of paper that you carried around the plant, and then you came back and you handed it off to whoever's job it was to file it away. I mean, and then we just we paved the cow paths.
Yes. We've been filling out forms for a long time. In fact, I did a session here at the conference. We talked about dating digital millennials in the workplace. And it's sort of, well, that's a strange topic for a conference.
That's a mouthful, too.
But the whole concept was that from service management, we're still using techniques that you would have seen of two people going on a date in the 50s, where it's like you would fill out a dance card form to request a date, and they would accept it or reject it, and then maybe there was some back and forth with somebody else that was involved with the process. And then we've transitioned to this new modern era where you have digitally enabled persons, or digital style millennials, or whatever we want to call them, that look to do things differently. They want that Match.com experience where the context of who they are, where they are, what they like, what they do is understood. And you say, why don't we just apply those same principles to delivering services to our customers? And so we've done a ton of user experience research to understand not only what the IT professionals want, but what the consumers of IT require to have a great experience at their companies.
Yeah.
So what happens to the IT process as we move into digital transformation? That's been the question that's starting to bubble up in my mind. I mean, many of the folks out who may be watching this, I mean, they've put blood, sweat, and tears into their change and request
Into
processes.
those lovely Visio diagrams.
Yes, lots of Visio diagrams.
And yet, are we saying it all just gets thrown out, or are we putting a prettier face on it? How does this work?
I think 2 things happen. I think those processes fundamentally stay, but they are adapted to the digital era. So it's about rate of change, pace of innovation, and level of expectation. And so those processes have to adapt to that, but it's really about a new user experience to interface with those processes. And I think there's a lot of things that we do in the digitally aware consumer world that are fundamentally driving core processes that haven't changed. I mean, we heard it in the keynote here at Engage, where 90% of digital services still go back to the mainframe. And those are processes that
They were going away, remember?
Yeah.
Mainframes were going away.
It's going away.
They replaced for the RISC
If
6000.
Bill Miller is watching,
Yeah.
he's a happy guy.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, and we see this with all our customers. And I think it's the same thing in the IT service management space. You look at ITIL, and BMC really, we embraced ITIL. Maybe we embraced it a little too hard several years ago, but we view that as a process that is ripe to be modernized.
Yeah.
And we believe a new user experience driving those processes is a great thing. I mean, you think about DevOps and IT service management, or DevOps and ITIL. They actually go together in a lot of organizations. So it's about modernizing the processes, not throwing them out.
Yeah,
So
we've had a bit of talk too around the idea of bringing in other parts of the organisation, that it's not just all about IT. You've got your HR, you've got your facilities management, you've got all that sort of stuff that, it all fits together nice and neatly if you look at the package.
Yeah, I believe firmly that service management professionals are the best equipped from a process perspective, from a capabilities perspective, to drive those best practices into other parts of the business. And that's why we made the investment into the HR case solution. Our customers are asking for it. We believe that the folks running and operating a solution like Remedy are very well positioned to deliver that service to the company, but we want them to do it in a modern, adaptive way versus maybe the old-fashioned ways that they were doing in the past.
The paper-based
So it's interesting because I think the way I'm describing it, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's really more of a mindset. But we've over the last year or so, we keep hearing it's the millennials. But what I'm hearing you say almost is it's the mindset of millennials, and this modernization is to address anyone that thinks more in this adaptive way, in this user experience way. Is that kind of on track of?
Yeah, I really like that concept of a digital mindset or a millennial mindset. I think that's true because I'm not a millennial myself, and I would not consider myself digitally slow, or I use digital services all the time, and I work with a lot of people that were from different generations, and I think it's true that there is a mindset that's out there that's digitally enhanced and digitally enabled.
Yeah, I mean, I laugh because my son, who's 15, doesn't care at all about a lot of the stuff. My daughter, who's 13, fully integrated, connected, to an extreme. So they're in that frame, but it's their mindset. They're two different individuals. So to your point, I think some of us are more in tune with that, and others even in that window. And I've never thought about it that way in terms of if you're born between this years.
But if you're 15, you probably don't have to get excited about the technology because it's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's there. You've grown up with it. It's not new and exciting.
Yeah, that's true.
So you possibly don't engage with it at that sort of level.
It's interesting because the technology was the thing that caused the waterfall of all these changes to happen. If it was the miniaturization that happened with mobile, but now we've gone beyond technology for technology's sake in these digital transformations, and people are really starting to understand the value of that faster pace of innovation, that greater rate of change that digitally enhanced technologies provide. And I think for the first time we're actually delivering on the promise that technology was going to take some of the mass out of the ecosystem versus just pushing it around. And it was always sort of thought, it was the conservation principle was always in effect in IT.
That's brilliant.
You could say you could have a better user experience, but then the back end process was more complex. I think for the first time, we're actually seeing that we can violate the conservation principle and move complexity, move mass out of the system for customers.
I mean, paper forms that are just stuck onto screens, like you said, that's complete conservation of mass. But when you have, you actually start to apply things like user experience, UX design. That's been one of the recurring themes here is, the convergence of UX and service management, because it's all about that moment of truth. And the fact that you can't fit all those, the user experience on a mobile device.
Are we trying to do screen scraping again from the old,
It's getting that end-to-end stuff too.
The form. I mean, we introduced this concept of formless, I think, almost 3 years ago, and people thought we were off our rockers, crazy. How's a IT service management process going to happen without forms? Oh my goodness, because the process is built on forms. And then we showed the concepts to the market of what we were doing around formless, and I think they start to understand that you're pulling those same concepts that you have with things like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, where it's a free-form conversation, but there's context wrapped all around it, and you click and you see more context and more depth. Exactly. If you think about what's happening with forms, it was the same thing. You were just organizing it differently. Trust me, under the covers, there's still a form. right?
Yeah, yeah,
But from
that's
the end
right.
user's
It just
perspective,
doesn't look like it.
it doesn't look like it.
I had a fun, I mean, I mentioned this on another chat we've had today, was about a HR process at a company I've been contracting at. You had to get your security card, you had to do a little exam online. So you've watched the PowerPoint presentation, did the exam. I thought, this is great, this is all online, really easy, click the buttons, yeah, it comes up. Great, you've passed 100%. Now print this page, scan it, and send it to the HR department. It was almost end to end. It just didn't quite get
there.
past the.
Yeah, the formless thing for us has been I think one of the biggest advancements we made in the product. We look at what's happening in our customers. So we did standard measures before and after. We saw this 75% improvement in productivity, and you go, I mean,
That's huge.
That's
That's just
taking
massive.
energy out. I mean, it's just massive energy that you're taking out of the process. But the other thing that happened as part of that is you get this great new user experience. They're more productive.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, what happens is you get happier service desk people. And what I was talking with somebody recently. I said there's two types of service desk people you interact with. There's happy ones and grumpy ones. And I like interfacing with the happy ones.
Yeah,
a
I
lot
want the
more.
happy ones.
And so anything that we can do to make them happy is something that we're at BMC specifically that we're driving for that powerful, beautiful experience for our customers, so that they're happier, they're more productive.
That was a discussion we had with Doug earlier. Was the delighted customer?
The delighted customer.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a really good chat.
So Jason, as always, thank you very much for coming on board and sharing the things. And to end on that note, it's the happy customer. That's ultimately what it drives to. So thank you very much for taking it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure to chat again, Jason.
Absolutely.